Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of a side series for the One to Infinity podcast, One to Infinity Extras. I'm your host, you never heard it, and joining me today is one of our typical co-hosts, and Honey.
Hello.
And to those watching right now, you might notice something a little different with the background. So, Honey, would you care to explain what's going on?
Yes, so we are going to be talking about one of my favorite cartoons, Teen Titans, the original, of course, because we are approaching the 20th anniversary.
Yep, this was originally your idea to make a special episode for it, and hey, good excuse to start a side series for the podcast. And there are plenty of videos that we would love to make that don't involve talking about Pokemon, and I feel like this is the best excuse to do it.
Yeah, because, we normally talk about Pokemon, anything related to Pokemon, so, this is a good excuse to deviate a bit from that.
Definitely. So who knows? Who knows how well this is going to stick? But hopefully it will, because I'd love to have this stick around with the main series in the future.
Yeah, of course.
All right. So as Honey said, as of when this video is going to be going up, today will mark 20 years since the start of Teen Titans. That's crazy to think about in itself.
I know, like I said, this is my favorite cartoon, and the fact that it's reaching 20 years is insane.
Definitely. And I actually got to watch it for the first time late last year.
Wait, you just joined the fandom? I don't even know if I can call it a fandom, but yeah, you joined on the hype train of Teen Titans pretty recently.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it hasn't even been a full year since I watched the whole show.
Yeah.
And like, side note, I still cannot get over the fact that I binged it in over the course of a full month.
Yeah. Though it is very easy to binge.
Yeah, because there's not a ton of episodes per season, and it's only 5 seasons.
Yeah.
It should have gone to 6, by the way.
We will cover that, in a later part of the episode.
Yeah.
That's definitely coming up.
Absolutely. Now, keep in mind, as I personally am not really much into superhero stuff in general, but even this is also one of my personal favorite TV shows ever. And so I feel like the first thing we should be discussing is what do we like the most about Teen Titans? So, Honey, how about you go first about it?
Okay, we're starting off. I feel like saying everything is pretty obvious because I'm such a huge fan. I love all the characters. Obviously, I don't know anything about the comics. I've never read any of the comics, but all of my love from Teen Titans stemmed from the show itself. And yeah, what I love most about it are the characters. They made every character so enjoyable to watch, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And each character had their own journey, you know?
Yep.
They even had their own separate season to dedicate character development towards them. Apart from Starfire, which is a shame, but I still feel like she definitely got her moments. There are a lot of episodes dedicated to her, which really showcase her development.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The storytelling is also another thing that I love about the show. The show, even though it was marketed for kids, well, I don't know if it was marketed for kids, maybe early teens, it definitely felt a bit more mature compared to other cartoon shows at the time.
Absolutely.
Because this was airing in the early 2000s. And compared to other Cartoon Network shows, this one definitely takes a cake in terms of, mature storytelling and all that.
and they managed to do that, and while still keeping the show family friendly, which is, which I think one of the greatest strengths about Teen Titans is how widespread the appeal is, because obviously you got your camp of DC Comics fans, but also like for someone like me who has never read a DC comic, but was still able to enjoy it immensely.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
It was able to like it managed to find the right balance of catering to DC fans, but those that are not as familiar, which allowed it to appeal to a much wider audience between like fan service while also like you said the phenomenal storytelling
Yeah, yeah.
and like
Another thing. Oh, go ahead.
you go you go ahead.
Okay. I feel like something that's not usually discussed is just how funny the show can be. Because
Yes.
there are a lot of funny moments. Like, even though the show is a bit mature, that doesn't mean there aren't any funny moments, because there is.
There's a lot, and in most episodes, like that's actually one of the main things that I have written down in my notes. Like it has such a nice balance of action and comedy while having plenty of generally bright, while also having plenty of serious tones. And
Yeah,
like something else that I really appreciate is its willingness to go dark or tackle serious topics at points.
yeah. And also, like, what you said with how the show can either go from, mature to like comedic episodes. There is actually a way to tell whether the episode is going to be serious or kind of on the silly side. And that's with the theme song.
Right, with the opening, because
Right.
there are some comedy focused episodes that will have the lyrics sung in Japanese.
Uh huh. That's exactly what it is.
Like that the first time I heard that, that caught me so off guard because I was not expecting it one bit.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I had to make you aware of that.
Yep. And there are I think four variants of the opening, because you got the main one, then the Japanese lyrics, then you have that one version that was used for when Larry appeared.
Oh, God, Larry. Yeah. That was just the one. That was just the one variant of the theme song with Larry in it because they wanted to, I guess.
And like that one was notable because like Larry actually kind of infiltrated the intro as a whole, because he kept appearing throughout where he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And if
By the
I
way, that's one of the episodes, of course.
yeah, that is Loki one of the funniest episodes of the whole show. Full stop.
Yeah.
And lastly, and the last variant is actually one where some of the Titans are singing the intro.
Yeah, I think they're saying like an exact translation of the theme song from Japanese to English or something like that, which
Right.
which makes it so much more funnier because the lyrics are just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. Like I was laughing so hard during that. It was
Yeah.
and
Like like
and much of the Larry episode, that was also a one time thing, I think.
yeah, I think that was in the movie, right? Where they were all singing it.
Right. Because I thought it was I thought that version was used for an actual episode, but I could be mistaken then.
Yeah, no, I believe the characters are singing it at the end of the movie.
Right, yeah, because I definitely remember hearing it in Trouble in Tokyo, but I wasn't sure if it was used in the main episode. So
Oh, oh, and there's also a whole sequence in the movie where Beast Boy is actually singing it during karaoke or something.
right, yeah, that moment
Yeah,
too.
yeah. But yeah, in total there are like four variants.
Yeah, but like in terms of ones that were actually used for the main episodes, I think there's only three.
Yeah.
I could very well be mistaken though.
No, I believe you're right.
But something else that I also really appreciate is the show occasionally throws in some valuable lessons about growing up as a teenager, and I think that's for for most of the audience that's gonna be watching it, which are of course teenagers. That's great. I think.
Yeah, like they tackle like mature topics like puberty and even serious issues like racism,
Yep, exactly. Like
which which is phenomenal for a show like this.
exactly. Because I think back to that particular episode where Starfire and Cyborg were having a conversation about how negative of an impact a certain slur was to Starfire, and
Yeah.
Cyborg didn't know until Starfire explained it to him, and Cyborg was willing to listen.
Yes, because I feel like Cyborg was the perfect character to understand how she feels
Yeah,
and to
because
really relate to that.
yeah, exactly. Because he says that he's part robot and whatnot.
Yeah.
So like that's it may not have like a ton of that moment may not have be full of like action or comedy. It's still one of the best moments of the show by far.
Oh yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite moments. And actually, I think Cyborg and Starfire's relationship is kind of underrated. They have such a great friendship.
Absolutely. I mean, you could say that
Yeah,
about the entire crew, for that matter.
that's true.
Because like,
That was the same for like Starfire and Raven. I love their friendship.
oh my god, same. Like,
Like
and like
their dynamic is really good.
yeah, exactly. And like you said earlier, all the characters just were written very, very well, with each of them getting fantastic development, and
Yeah,
all of them getting having a season to develop their character, except for Starfire, which does suck. But
yeah, but
I
like I said, like she definitely got her episodes dedicated to her.
absolutely. So, speaking of the character side, who's our favorite?
Okay, this is a tough question. If you would have asked like 15-year-old me, I would have 100% said Starfire. And well, by looking at my profile picture, you might be thinking Starfire. but but honestly, with how well the writers have written all of these characters, I this is such a difficult question because they're all so good. So I have the tendencies to say all of them. Yeah. But yeah, like I can't really choose one to be honest.
Okay, because I was literally about to start saying, but if you had to choose one, which one would it be? But then you said that.
I can't. Yeah, no, I can't.
That's fair.
Like obviously I love everyone. It's I don't know, it's so difficult.
Definitely. Especially when you have such a strong cast of characters like in Teen Titans. It's tough.
Right. It is tough. What about you? Who's
Uh
your favorite?
for me it would definitely be Starfire.
Yeah, that's yeah, I feel like that would be the case.
Like she has a very bubbly, contagious positivity with an adorable laugh, and she really tries to find the good in everything, just like I do. And
Yeah,
also her relationship with Robin is adorable. Like
literally the only canon ship in the show.
yes, actually, because of
Yeah.
Trouble in Tokyo,
Yep.
and I kind of screamed at that moment.
Oh,
If you know, you know.
I know.
Well, I'm just saying for the audience, not you, because we watched it
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
And then
But yeah, I speaking of Starfire, I like that she's essentially the heart of the group. She represents uh like she stabilizes the group together, and like even one episode focuses on that, which I think was excellent.
it was the when she got sent back and sent into the future, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, she ties the group together. Without her, I don't think the team would be as much of a unit.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, her friendship with Raven is also amazing. Alongside like everyone, it just has fantastic chemistry together.
Yeah, like this group is filled with characters who have such amazing chemistry with each other in
Absolutely.
both in both friendships and relationships.
Mm-hmm. And with Cyborg, for example, he's kind of like the big brother of the group. That in my opinion, and also feels like the second in command right after Robin.
Yeah,
Because in that one episode where Robin goes off training, Cyborg was kind of holding down the was holding down the fort, and he
yeah.
and
Usually when Robin is like missing from the group, it's usually Cyborg that will take over and act like a temporary leader or something, or like you said, like an older brother.
exactly, and like when the Titans East saga was starting, Cyborg was literally the one to be sent to the Titans East headquarters to form the team.
Yeah, and even he was selected to be as a leader
Exactly.
for a while. So
Exactly.
yeah, that role fits him perfectly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and he's also he alongside with Beast Boy tends to be like uh, the comedic duo.
Oh my god. Yeah, like that is easily the funniest bit of the group in my opinion. Like
Yeah,
the friendship between Beast Boy and Cyborg is outrageously funny.
yeah,
Cuz
like
cuz
they're a chaotic duo together.
yeah, cuz like Beast Boy is like the little brother to that Cyborg never had. And I think
Yeah,
and like Beast Boy had like a ton of role models to look up to in the group, and he was able to just be himself as opposed to the group that he was with before the show started.
yep,
And like I like how Beast Boy's superpowers were written, like being able to. I like the idea of one of the characters being able to transform into different creatures to serve them on their missions. Like that is very unique as opposed to like additional lasers or strong muscles or something like that. Like
yeah.
like that gives Beast Boy a unique identity, in my opinion.
Yeah, I actually think Beast Boy's strength is kind of underrated because he could literally transform into any animal, like, and crush you.
Seriously.
Yeah, I feel like he definitely deserves more of the credit in the group.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think some of his best development came during not only the Terra arc, but also near the finale in season 5.
Oh, the Terror arc.
My god, the Terra arc is so heartbreaking.
Yeah, yeah. I remember when you were first watching it. I was like, I was waiting for your
You were waiting for
reaction.
my reaction.
I was waiting patiently.
Like, there were a few episodes where I wish we were watching on VC together because I feel like you would have been dying at my reactions.
Yeah, yeah, but we couldn't, unfortunately.
Yeah, but like that was one arc that just that felt like a giant roller coaster because it started high, then went low, and then went up again, and then just came crashing down.
Yes, that is the perfect way to describe it.
Because like it makes you feel like you want to be invested in Terra's story, and seeing how it
Yeah.
ends is just insane.
Oh, I'm pretty sure anybody who's watching is already aware of how it ended
Yeah,
with Tara.
yeah, exactly. Like, and apparently from I remember what you told me, Terra was apparently written better in the TV show compared to the comics.
Yeah, so from what I've heard, like I said, I don't know anything about the comics, but from what I've heard, yeah, she is portrayed much better in the show compared to the comics.
Yeah, and that made the plot twist and the portrayal much more impactful as a result.
Yes. Like she is such a complex character. You end up loving her at first, but then during her betrayal you want to hate her. But then during her sacrifice, you end up feeling bad for her.
And especially Beast Boy, because he trusted Terra from the very beginning.
Yes. And honestly, Tara is like one of my favorite. I don't know if I could call her a villain, more so anti-hero maybe.
Yeah. I think Antihero is kind of a good way to describe her.
Yeah,
Because, like,
because like she wasn't meant to be written as an evil villain at first. It's what she was led to believe, and because she was manipulated, like she made some awful decisions. But that doesn't necessarily make her a bad character.
no, not at all. Like, she's honestly one of the saddest characters in the show.
I think she is the saddest character in the show.
Absolutely. Like, her story was just. It was me speechless the first time I watched it.
Yeah, I remember as a kid, like those episodes would air a lot on TV, and when I saw that for the first time, I cried.
Yikes. Yeah, I.
Yeah, it was that bad because I like as a kid, you wouldn't expect that. You wouldn't expect just to see a character literally die in front of your eyes and turn into stone.
Yeah. And, like, the memorial that they left for her at the end of the arc was it hits you. It really does.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And, like, when and the amount of mystery that they left in things changed the final episode, because, like, her stone
Oh yeah,
stat.
we gotta talk about the final episode.
Jesus Christ, like, where do I even start? Like, as an ending, I think it's weak, but I think that if they just had, like, one additional episode to wrap things up, then I'd be more forgiving of things change, because in itself, it's not a bad episode. It's just in the context of an ending, it's not that good. But uh, the amount of questions that they left unanswered in regards to what happened to Terra and things change, it gives me a headache.
Yeah, there are so many theories to this day of that episode of, oh, is that girl Tara or not? Oh, is she just pretending to not remember anything? Or does she really not remember anything? Like, there's so many unanswered questions that we'll probably never get a concrete answer on.
Yeah, and that sucks too, because, like, it's clear that they were trying to save that up for a sixth season, but because the show got canceled, that question and that potential storyline may never see the light of day.
Yeah, like you said, I do like the episode, but like you said, I don't think it works as a season finale.
No, it does
It
not.
just felt like kind of like an abrupt ending.
It felt like it ended on a cliffhanger.
Yes, literally.
And so,
And yeah, I have mixed feelings about the episode. Really,
yeah, like, well, like I said, it's not a bad episode per se. It's
no,
just,
I actually think it's a good episode because it teaches Beast Boy to let go, of the past
yeah,
and
exactly.
realize that he has to move on.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
because there are so many unanswered questions and you leave us on a cliffhanger, yeah, I don't think that was the way to go about it.
No, it was definitely not. And and so I do feel like that the Trouble in Tokyo movie felt more like a proper ending as opposed to things change.
Yeah,
Like,
though it definitely didn't touch on the whole Terra thing,
yeah,
but
that's the
yeah.
only yeah that's the only thing that kind of sucks about it. But how else would they be able to
Yeah.
handle that?
Yeah, that's why I speculate that if there was a season 6 that they definitely would have continued on that whole Terra plot hole.
Yeah, because like they were absolutely setting that up in things change.
Yeah.
Because why
So
would
what are your theories though? Like do you believe that was Terra, or do you believe that was just a girl that looked like Terra? Do you believe that she actually lost her memories? What are your thoughts?
I think I remember talking about this with you in DMs shortly after I watched it. But
Yeah.
what I believe, from what I can remember about what I said to you like a few months ago, is that I do believe that was Terra, because like has such an obvious resemblance, and the fact that her statue is no longer there. But
Mm-hmm.
so I feel like that probably is Terra, but yeah, it's possible that that she did lose her memory, but I think it's also possible that she does know of her past, but is choosing to just move on from it and turn over a new leaf, start from scratch and whatnot. However, the only thing that would give that pause is actually in the ending of season 4, when that conclusion happened, where everyone that got turned into stone was brought back to life.
Yep. Yep.
And so I feel like, that's probably the one thing that could cause this thing to crash and burn. However, it's most likely impossible that Terra brought herself back to life, because that would be ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I agree with a lot of what you said. For me, I always believed that that girl was Tara, but I think she chooses not to reminisce over the past, because during that episode there is that one scene with not slave but robot slave, like fake slave.
oh yeah,
Why
yeah,
why am I saying slave? Slade.
yeah,
Yeah, and when Beast Boy confronts the robot Slade, there's that one line where he's like, she doesn't want to remember something like that. I feel like that's kind of a hint to what or who the girl is, which implies that she is Tara, but she doesn't want to remember because she probably doesn't want to look back and realize how awful she was in the past.
yeah, exactly. Because like, but like that's also a like her being raised to portray the Titans. That is a phenomenal showcase of just how much of a menace Slade is.
Yeah, like she probably has a lot of trauma, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And I imagine that when Beast Boy tried to confront her in Things Change, she was intentionally choosing to not remember him because he probably played a role in her trauma, even
yeah, like
though he was the one that was trying to save her from Slade. And
yeah,
and so she was being tugged in like a million different directions, and wasn't sure how she wanted her future to be set up. And so so I feel like she felt like the most at peace by just forgetting, choosing to not remember that she has superpowers and had an acquaintance with the Titans, and just want to live the life of a normal civilian.
I agree. I agree 100%. Like Tara was manipulated and abused by Slade,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like she definitely doesn't want to look back on how she treated Titans.
Exactly, because like they
And like you
welcomed her,
said,
they welcomed
oh,
her,
sorry.
they exactly because they welcomed her in with open arms and essentially treated her like she was a permanent member of the group. Like it felt like that the family had expanded by one member. But
Yeah, and
turns out all that was just for a setup.
yeah, and I actually really believe that she she was a great fit for the Titans.
Yeah, exactly.
Like she fit into the group seamlessly, but you know it was all part of the betrayal.
Exactly.
But yeah,
And like,
I
and,
think there. You continue.
I feel like I could have gotten an inkling of the portrayal coming because of just how skeptical Raven was about the rest of the group wanting to let her stay with the Titans for a little bit.
Yeah,
Because like she had this feeling that something wasn't right about Terra and wanted to remain skeptical, but everyone else was highly optimistic that she could actually be good. But then the whole setup of the betrayal happened, and then and the whole aftershock two-parter happened in general.
yeah, yeah. She was the most closed off when it came to Tara, but you know they did have their moment where they bonded. Yeah, it,
Exactly,
it definitely took a while for Raven to warm up to her.
exactly.
Yeah,
And turns out Raven was right overall.
yeah, but even she felt betrayed because you know they did bond eventually.
Yeah, and eventually she did grow to come to trust Terra.
Yeah, yeah. It's just amazing. It is amazing that you know, Tara was only in like what 5 or 6 episodes, and
Yeah,
she left such a huge impact on the show, the
exactly,
entire show, as a matter of fact.
exactly,
That's how powerful this character is.
absolutely. Like she was most relevant during the second season where her entire arc was happening.
Yeah, exactly.
But her impact
I,
lingered even into the finale.
Especially into the finale. I feel like we can't continue without talking about Tara and Beast Boy, which
Oh,
I feel like is one of the more underrated ships because
oh my god, I
I actually really like it a lot.
I love them together.
Yeah,
Like they both looked genuinely happy to be with one another.
yeah, definitely.
Like during that one scene where they were essentially out on a date. Like that was adorable.
Yeah, that was during the betrayal episode as well,
That sucks.
which which is like okay, this is just the calm before the storm.
Yeah,
You feel so bad for Beast Boy,
yeah, because like
and
he was
you could even see that even Tara was starting to feel a bit of regret because she knew that while on the date that she was going to betray him.
exactly, and she developed such a deep trust for Beast Boy, and she had to let that trust go, and then that was very difficult for her.
Yeah, yeah.
But because of Slade's control, she had to do it.
Yeah, screw Slade. Honestly, it's everything is because of Slade. It's his fault.
Exactly, but like that also shows how insane of a villain he was.
Yeah, like obviously we can't talk about Teen Titans without talking about Slade.
Like
Like literally the main villain of the show.
like this like Slade is easy. I feel like one of the best villains of any TV show. Period. Like top 10 worthy in my opinion. Like
Yeah, they definitely wrote him to be menacing in the show. I think it mostly comes off from the voice actor
yeah, his voice
because
actor did such a fucking phenomenal job.
oh my god, like oh my god,
Like the way
you genuinely get chills from his voice.
exactly, and the way that his dialogue is written too, like he was written
Yeah,
to act like a father figure instead of acting like a typical villain who gives like screaming orders and slams everything. Whereas instead, he approaches everything much calmer and like only resorts to fighting when necessary.
yeah, and even that can be like scary.
Yeah, because like you never know when he's gonna snap.
Yeah.
Like he gives off this threatening energy the entire time.
Yeah, it's like calm and threatening at the same time.
And and the way that he manipulates Robin and especially Tara in the endings of seasons 1 and 2 is
Exactly.
is wild. And like your profile pic literally comes from the Apprentice 2 part.
Yep, I think it was the second part, if
Yeah,
I'm not mistaken.
it was from part 2.
Yeah. The Apprentice episodes are one of my favorite episodes too.
Yeah, and I remember when I was watching it for the first time, and they gave a subtle reference to Batman being Robin's father. Slade
Yeah,
Slade was talking about being like Robin's father, and Robin was like, "I already
I
have a
already
father."
have a father.
And then you see a bunch of bats flying away, and I'm like, eh,
Yeah.
there's no way that isn't Batman, but they never gave Batman a physical appearance in the show, and
No,
I was fully
they
convinced
didn't.
they were going to.
No, they unfortunately didn't. But I'm looking back. I'm actually kind of glad that
Yes,
he
same
didn't.
because like Batman appearing or any other DC hero like Superman for example, like having one of those characters appear would kind of overshadow the Titans.
Not only that, but I feel like it allowed it allowed us, the audience, to, finally consider Robin to be separate and his own character
Yeah, because
rather than rather than be tied to, Batman, of course.
exactly because like any other
Because that's what we all associate Robin with, Batman.
yeah exactly because like ever since Robin's inception, he's always been a sidekick to Batman, and so
Right.
this was the prime time for Robin to be his own character without having any kind of uh, audible acknowledgement that he is Batman's sidekick. With that one,
Yeah.
except for that one little nod in The Apprentice.
Yeah. And I think they were even battling on Wayne Studios or something, which is also a nod to Batman.
Right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Why am I saying battling like this is a Pokemon?
This is what we get for being a manly Pokemon podcast, but
Yeah, fighting, whatever you want to call it.
yeah.
Can we just talk about how Robin nearly defeated everyone in that Apprentice episode when they had to fight each other?
Yeah, like that had me on the edge of my seat.
Yeah,
Because
and like if you notice closely, you will notice that Robin like didn't didn't voluntarily attack Starfire.
yeah, exactly. Like he only did it because Slade ordered him to.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and and the Titans were being threatened by Slade.
exactly. Slade is such a menace.
He really is, but that what makes him such a good villain. Like
Yeah, yeah,
like his act, like it makes you want to hate him for because he's hurting the Titans, but also it makes you appreciate him as a villain.
exactly.
And like one of the cooler things was actually in the season 4 ending, where where Robin and Slade were trying to work together and whatnot, and
Yes, I remember that.
Slade was fighting one of was when Slade was fighting one of Trigon's guards, and the guard was saying, "You don't think you can stand out to the forces of evil and whatnot?" And Slade was like, "Actually, I'm not such a nice guy myself."
Yeah,
Like the delivery of that line was incredible.
he has. Oh my god, the voice actor does such. I mentioned this before, but like I have to say it again. He does such a great job
Like
portraying Slade.
like it's a natural fit, like bread and butter.
Yes, yes, but also like what you said, with Slade and Robin teaming up. I think that was the last time we ever saw Slade.
Yes, it was because after season 4, the only nod that he got was, funny enough, in Things Change with his robot clone.
Right. That wasn't even Slade. He was
Oh,
a robot.
Yeah, exactly. Like after Slade left in the end, he disappeared without a trace.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because he just left, and yeah, they never addressed him ever again,
Yeah,
aside from Robot Slade,
yeah,
which is which is kind of funny to do to such an important antagonist in the show.
yeah. But also at the same time, it's a little insulting
It's
because,
insulting.
in a way, because like it's clear that I feel like they really wanted to do more with Slade.
I feel like there was kind of potential because in season 4, he had that whole arc of trying to team up with Robin to take down a common enemy, and I feel like there could have been so much potential at that
Yeah,
because
especially when he got brought back to life by Trigon
yes,
with the new powers and whatnot.
yes,
Like, and also, I feel like Slade didn't get a proper conclusion
nope, nope,
because
definitely not.
because after the end, he just kind of walked away and nothing except for that robot in the finale.
Mm-hmm.
And so
I
which
feel like they're kind of setting up a potential apprentice. Well, not apprentice, but like how do I describe like the way that Robin and Slade were teaming up. I feel like they were setting up. I don't know, Slade. I wouldn't say turning over a new leaf,
uh,
but I don't know.
I feel like
I don't know what I want to say, to be honest.
I honestly I kind of disagree about potentially setting up for him turning good because
No, no, no. I don't think he would turn good.
like turning over a new leaf, but like
No, 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 no.
because like I feel like there was so much story that just didn't happen with Slade
Yeah,
because I said it several times he didn't get a proper conclusion and there was I feel like they wanted to do more with him but because the show got canceled I feel like that's probably something that they would have focused on it if there were a season 6 alongside what was going on with Tara
yeah,
because like how because they never explained how the statue disappeared
yeah. Exactly. That's also another another question that was never answered.
because like Beast Boy was the only one that knew about the statue disappearing and was really trying to put the pieces together, but they were just cut on tight on time, and again with the show getting canceled, they couldn't get a proper conclusion for that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But like we said before, that goes back into the theory of what happened at season 4 when uh everyone
When
who
Trigon
turned
was
into
defeated,
stone um came back alive. Yep.
which I also feel like that that season as a whole was a great development season for Raven because I personally feel like Raven probably got the best development in the whole show, especially with especially when it was building up to the battle against Trigon. Because
Oh yes.
they started teasing Trigon early in season
Oh
1.
yeah. Season 1, right? Yes. They knew what they wanted to do with Raven for a long time.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, and I do agree when you said that she had like one of the best developments.
And like I feel like Raven has such a fascinating but depressing backstory about how
Oh, absolutely. She does. Yeah, she definitely does have the most depressing backstory.
because
She was literally born to create chaos and end the world.
she was she was born to be a doomsday device.
Yeah, like that's awful.
Like that's fucked up when you really think about it.
Exactly, and she strived to change that, and she did, which is amazing.
And like she thought that the only
She
way,
thought she was doomed from the start.
and she tried all she could to just try to get away from it all, but
But no,
she was only able to face this massive, nearly impossible to overcome challenge because of the Titans. Like
exactly.
they were willing to put their lives on the line to help Raven.
Yeah, that's also one of the other things that I like about the show. I love that, it actually feels like a group of people who really care about each other. Like
Exact
usually in shows there would be so much, I don't know, there would be so much like sort of sort of rudeness, or
like some kind of conflict.
yeah, some kind of conflict that makes the characters not tolerate each other, or not like support each other. But with this show, you get that feeling of family.
Yeah, exactly. It's especially impressive given how large this cast is.
Yeah,
Because like it's very difficult to manage a group as large as the Titans, but they pulled it off. And like
yeah, no, they definitely pull it off.
and like this like that season in general as a in particular helps like give like teaches a valuable lesson of you don't have to overcome challenges alone. Just ask for help if anything,
Yeah,
if you need anything. Like
yeah, and that bodes well for Raven because she
she felt
she's that character that constantly stays in her room. You could say she's more introverted and she just wants to stay by herself.
she
And
felt
she takes time to warm up to people, but it doesn't always have to be like that.
yeah, exactly. Like and in a way she felt kind of trapped because of her fate with Trigon.
Yeah,
And
but when
when
you have like friends like the Titans,
exactly, and that moment with Robin and young Raven really stood out to me because
yes,
when Raven was made younger after Trigon was awakened, she lost all hope and she felt like there was nothing else that could be done to stop Trigon. But uh, that moment showed off like the best of Robin's optimism because
yes. Honestly, one of the more underrated relationships in terms
yes,
of friendship, because
yes,
it's like essentially pairing optimism and pessimism together.
yeah, like two characters that should clash, but actually contrast each other very nicely, and they mix so well.
Yeah, that whole arc was partly dedicated to Robin and Raven, and just how compatible they are in terms of their friendship.
Exactly, and like I did touch a little bit on Robin's optimism, but that's probably my favorite thing about him
Oh yeah,
because
definitely.
like
You know,
he
even though I just said like, oh, it's like pairing optimism and pessimism together. Robin and Raven do have some similarities. Like Robin is also kind of a loner,
yeah
but that doesn't mean he won't be optimistic about situations.
yeah, and also his willingness to learn and grow as a leader is inspirational.
Yeah,
Plus, like he and like you said, even though he is a tad bit of a loner, but is a huge optimist, he still has a strong care for the entire team
yeah, yeah. Of
because
course.
like in that one episode where they showed oh god which one was it, oh crap, I need to go back to the episode list because
Mm, You can probably describe what happens in the episode.
it was that one episode where they showed the team forming, like it was like a backstory for,
Oh,
I think
that
it was,
was that was episode Go,
yeah, it
right?
was Go,
Called
it was Go.
Go. Not to be confused with Teen Titans. Not to be confused with Teen Titans Go. The episode actually called Go.
Yeah, season 5 episode 10 is to be exact.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that episode.
Yeah, because like it showed where the group was prior to the team forming,
Yeah,
and they
and
couldn't be
it's
any more
it's
different.
it's such a great episode because you get to see how well each character has changed from that time.
It was the best example of their development
Yeah,
because you see them working so well together as a team, and and even so they were still growing as people. But in Go, you could just see how different each character was, how closed off, like how
Robin and Raven were kind of closed off too,
yeah, and
which is amazing because you get to see just how different they are now.
yeah, and also how unwilling and uncomfortable Cyborg was just showing and being himself.
Yeah,
Because like
exactly. That all changed.
he was constantly wearing a hoodie, not showing his robot parts,
Mm-hmm.
and of
He
course,
was definitely insecure about it.
definitely, and Starfire not even be able to speak human language yet.
Nope. We all know how she learned English.
Yeah, and like that moment caught me so off guard.
Also, one of the episodes I was waiting for you to react to
Yeah,
because I knew that moment was coming.
because like they prior to Go, they never explained how Starfire was able to speak human language because she comes from a different planet who speak a completely different language, and so when they showed how Starfire learned human English, that caught me so off guard because like you don't see it coming.
No, you don't.
And when Trouble in Tokyo happened, they did it again. It wasn't a one time
Yeah,
thing.
and they actually addressed it.
Yep.
I don't know if that's a thing in the comics. It might be, but yeah.
And like also another one of my favorite moments from Go was when everyone was arguing and then Raven just shouts, "Quiet!"
I
I
yes, definitely.
that was so freaking good.
I know. Like yeah, the show definitely has a lot of funny moments. I especially love it when for some reason the show just turns their characters into chibi forms.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And the art style just like changes a bit. It's all so funny.
Which episode was that again?
There are like several episodes where like the characters just turn to chibi forms. I
Oh,
can't I can't remember what episodes from the top of my head.
okay. If there are any particular episodes I gotta call out as well, it's the Mad Mod episodes.
The Mad Mod episode. What remind me what happens in that?
Uh, British.
Oh, right. Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, like like his first episode in season one. I Jesus Christ, that it felt like I was kind of watching an episode of Scooby Doo.
Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely say that.
Consider that they're both Warner Brothers IPs. That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And like also,
Yeah.
and then which other which what when was the second episode? Because was it in season 2 or 3?
Uh I can't remember.
It was definitely not season 5.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It was Revolution. It was Revolution.
Oh, okay.
That was season 3. It was the kind of the 4th of July episode.
Oh, that one. Wasn't that the episode where he turns Robin into an old man or something?
Yes, it was. It was.
Okay.
Like that. Like both the Mad Mod episodes, Mad Mod and Revolution, were some of the goofiest episodes.
Yeah,
But also
def-
like,
definitely on the goofier side.
but also, visually it was really wacky.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's another thing I really like is just the animation in general is so good.
Oh yeah, for that time, yes.
Like, I feel like animation wise, the show has aged very well.
I think so too. And like even the animation has some sort of like anime vibes to it. Like the show definitely feels more like an anime compared to a cartoon.
Absolutely. Like, I definitely got some anime vibes from it, but also, like, I got reminded of, but like, the style kind of reminded me of other cartoons that weren't even made by Warner Brothers. Like, like, I told you, like, I kind of got a little bit Ben 10 vibes because I don't know why.
Yeah, probably because I think it was created by the same creator.
Possible. I don't remember off the top of my head.
I'm going to Google that just in case I'm wrong and look like an idiot.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm just gonna Google that right now.
And also, speaking of favorite episodes, oh, dude, oh boy, do we want to talk about betrothed?
uh,
That whole episode where Blackfire staged the wedding for Starfire.
oh yes, one of my favorite episodes.
That was really funny, and also like also shout out to Blackfire because she's kind of I might be a bit of an underrated character
I agree, honestly.
because like she doesn't appear in a lot of episodes, but like in the episodes she does, yeah, she I wouldn't necessarily like call her a true villain, but she definitely felt she had antagonist vibes to her.
Yeah, no, she's definitely meant to be like the main antagonist towards Starfire.
And like her debut episodes in season 1 episode 2, yeah, they were kind of also establishing Robin and Starfire's relationship early because like
Yeah.
you saw some moments where like in that scene where Starfire saw silhouettes of Robin and Blackfire up against the light, and she thought that Blackfire was going for a kiss, and I think she got jealous a little bit.
Oh yeah, yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, when it comes to like Robin and Starfire, they definitely knew that they wanted them to be a couple because they put so many hints from the beginning.
Absolutely.
It's like kind of a will they won't they relationship.
Yeah, seriously. And also what? And it's even more prominent in Date with Destiny in season 2.
Oh my god. Oh my god, one of the most funny episodes.
Absolutely.
Starfire's jealousy
It was unmatched in that.
it was terrifying yet funny at the same time.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh my god. And then Robin's jealousy and betrothed though.
Oh my god. And yeah, Robin's jealousy in Betrothed and Starfire's jealousy in Date with Destiny, like they were meant for each other. Like I feel like Robin's jealousy was funnier, as hilarious as Starfire's was, because like the one moment that stood out to me was when they were flying back to Tamaran, and Robin was like, "You're getting married, and and you two haven't even met." All while he was in space on the windshield.
Yes, yes. He's like, air? What is air? This girl is marrying someone that's not me. I don't need air. I need answers. Also, another moment in that episode that's really funny is when Blackfire is introducing the groom for
I was
Starfire.
going to get to that because
And
Robin's face.
and at
Robin's
first,
face.
wait. And at first, you think it's gonna be this buff Tamarinian guy, but then it shifts to this ugly-looking green hideous monster, and then you see Robin in the background just on fire.
All while
And
Starfire's heart was broken because because
Yeah.
she doesn't get to marry the stunning man.
Yeah. Uh, it's great.
And then the way that Blackfire said the alien's name was hilarious. Like, Starfire,
Oh
make
yeah,
your group
Glurdle Skletch or something.
Glurdle Skletch.
Oh yeah, and then Raven was like,
He's
he's
cute.
cute.
That was incredible.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I love Robin. I mean, yeah, Robin and Starfire. Like they were one of my first ever ships, even before Pokemon.
Yeah, like
So
the first time I was watching episode 2, I was like, oh, they're on a date. Because like I knew how popular Robin and Starfire was before I started watching Teen Titans. But then like
it's
and like
it's popular for a reason.
they opened Sisters with Robin and Starfire riding a Ferris wheel while watching fireworks. Like
Like yeah, that's obviously a date.
like you can't get any more obvious than that, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
Outside of a kiss scene.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god. But yeah, I think I've mentioned this before, but the episode Stranded though really touches on
Oh my
like
god,
their relationship.
Stranded. Where do I even begin with
I I
Stranded?
I love that episode. But I remember being so frustrated as a kid because I thought that was the episode where, oh, they're gonna finally confess and be together, but they don't. But they don't.
Oh my.
I love I love the fact that you you think that Starfire's upset because she's confused about what girlfriend means, but she knows exactly what it means.
Exactly. Like she
And
thought she was under the assumption that she and Robin were having a relationship the entire time.
yeah. She thought she was Robin's girlfriend this entire time. And then there's poor Robin, so confused and just so, well, not dense because he definitely knows what's happening. He just doesn't know how to communicate his feelings.
Exactly. Like, and he even admitted during
Yeah,
that
he's
episode.
like when they're alone during the cave,
Yep.
in the cave, and he confesses that he doesn't know how to articulate his feelings out in the open.
I can relate because I suffered that same issue.
I can relate too. But yeah, and he still tries his best to make sure that he knows. Well, she knows what he's feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
But
And
yeah,
like
that episode is like a tease.
exactly. Like I could easily just go back and watch it over and over again and still not get bored.
Yeah, same.
Because it's
I feel
funny,
like,
it's cute, like it's got everything that I want, and
oh yes.
you get a very nice conclusion at the end.
Mm-hmm. But that subplot with Beast Boy and Cyborg is like one of the funniest
Oh my
subplots.
god! Like, like when Cyborg asks Beast Boy to help rebuild them and starts off by turning him into a robot chicken.
Yeah, that was the most funniest part of the episode. I will never not laugh at that. It's so funny.
Oh my god. And like, there's this video on YouTube where the cast was doing a live read of Stranded.
Oh yeah.
And like that was like that's one of the coolest things ever. First of all,
I love when voice actors they record their lines in front of an audience.
yeah, because like it's usually a thing that you see at like conventions and whatnot.
Yeah, at Comic Cons, yeah.
And like I would love to go see one of those in person someday.
Same. They do it for like almost every show. And yeah,
and for good
I
reason
would I
too,
would
because
love to I would love to see it
like
in
it's
person.
like that's like one of the best showcases to for the audience to see and watch the voice actors do their work in front of them.
Exactly, yeah. And you just get to see how talented these voice actors are.
Yeah, because like they're more than just reading the script out loud. They're actually acting it out like they were in the middle
Yeah.
of recording, and that's just so cool.
Yeah, they're putting their emotions into it, they're actually you get to see what goes on behind the scenes.
And like it,
You know,
and
like
like
how
what?
many takes you have to do and stuff like that.
Yep, it's one of the coolest things that you could witness.
Definitely.
And like the live read for for Stranded is honestly one of my favorites because of that very reason.
Yeah.
Not only
Like
it's
I
not only a
think there
fantastic.
was oh sorry.
You were talking. Go first.
Okay, like I think there's a moment where in that episode where Starfire Starfire can't fly because she doesn't understand what's going on, and because she doesn't understand what's going on, her emotions are conflicted,
hmm
and she's not able to fly. And then she's on a cliff, and then the cliff starts breaking, so she can't fly. And then there's that one scene where Robin just, I think, yells out her name or something, and I don't know why I love that voice acting moment. It's so raw.
Yeah, it really is.
Like I love the voice actor's work. And I'm forgetting the name. I think it's Scott.
I believe. Let me remind myself. It's Scott Menville.
Yep, yep.
Like all the VAs for this were outstanding.
Yeah, they're all perfect for the roles.
hmm And like going
But
back to
yeah,
going back to that live read, and from that video that I was talking about, and like even during that moment, like just hearing that while actually, it I can't really put it into words, but it's just so good.
it really is.
And then there's Raven.
Yeah, Tara Strong is insanely talented, and I don't see anyone else portraying her.
Exactly.
She was meant for the role. And what's funny is that she was almost never given that role,
Really?
I think. From what I've heard, it was actually a very difficult audition process, but she still somehow got it.
Wow.
Oh, I think I remember what happened. I believe she said that she tried a different approach to voicing Raven. I think the voice was more, I don't know, definitely not what Raven sounds right now. But I think
Oh, okay.
they called her back for another audition, and that's when she changed her voice to what she thinks could match Raven, and that's how she got the part.
Gotcha. Well, where'd you hear this, by the way?
I think in an interview.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, because this is the first time I'm hearing about this.
yeah, I believe I read it somewhere.
Gotcha. Okay, okay.
But yeah, like she that Raven's voice is not easy to do. Okay,
No,
like
it is not.
no, it definitely takes talent and a lot of work. So yeah.
Absolutely. Like she is definitely one of the best. Like all the characters are freaking fantastic, but she's definitely one of the standouts from the show, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure,
Like
no question.
there are several videos I've seen about Teen Titans, and time and time again, I've seen so many people say that Raven is one of, if not their favorite character from the show.
Oh yeah, Raven is like
She is
insanely
immensely
popular,
popular.
along with Starfire. But
Yeah,
yeah,
like I think Raven might be like a second or third favorite for me. Like she is definitely up there. Like her writing and just everything is just incredible.
Raven is my favorite along with everyone else.
Yeah,
Because like I said, I can't choose just one.
you don't really have a solid answer.
No.
But like that proves just how much of a widespread appeal the show is and how good each character was written.
Yeah, of course.
And like Starfire for me, like she's kind of one of my comfort characters to be honest.
Yeah. In a way she kind of reminds me of Dawn in a sense.
Oh yeah,
Because because I don't know, she she has similar moments where she feels insecure about herself, and she's also very optimistic and bubbly. The same thing as Dawn.
absolutely.
So yeah, when you have Pokemon in the brain, you're gonna do this.
Yep. And like, oh my god, the brain rot I was having after I watched the entire show was insane. It lasted for how long?
Yes,
Exactly.
it lasted for a while.
Definitely. Like I was seeing like a bunch of art on Instagram and Twitter and just any opportunity where I got to talk about it, I ran with it.
Yeah,
And like there was this one tweet that I responded to of I think it was name one TV show that you wish wasn't canceled. I responded with the GIF of Teen Titans, and that reply
I
got like
remember that.
that
I
reply
remember
got
that.
over 300 likes.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I
What?
feel like we have to ask the legendary question:
Where is season 6?
will there ever be a season 6?
You know, it's a convoluted question when you really sit down to think about it, though.
Yeah, considering considering how popular the other show is, Teen Titans Go, I there
It's
is a low chance of it happening, I
yeah,
believe.
like on one hand, for me personally, I have no interest in watching Teen Titans Go, but at the same time, it's kept the Teen Titans IP alive and relevant all this time.
Yeah. Personally, you know, well, when it started, I hated the show because it wasn't season 6, of course. But now I have a different opinion in that, it is meant for a different target audience,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
it just sucks that, the characters have changed so much
Yeah, it kind of
on Teen Titans Go.
yeah, it kind of feels like a massive disrespect to fans of the original.
Yeah.
Like like like
I'm not saying it's bad, because
like it does.
it definitely has both good and bad moments. I think it just suffers because of its legacy.
Yeah, because like it was meant to be a spinoff of Teen Titans, but now it's the only Teen Titans show that is still being made,
Yeah,
at least
it's
to my
like
knowledge.
yeah, I think it's like one of the longest running shows now,
Yeah, it is.
which is insane.
Yeah, like I said, I give it credit for trying to for keeping the Teen Titans IP relevant even over like 10 years later. But at the same time, now that I've watched the original, it makes me feel a little bit more bitter that the original got canceled, but the spinoff is still going, and
Yeah, that's
it's really twisted each character in a way that I don't really agree with.
mhm,
Like
mhm.
it definitely has its bright moments, but like I give them credit for trying, but I feel like but at the same time, that show is not meant for people like you and I.
Right.
It's definitely meant for younger children, which is fine. Like Cartoon Network in general is definitely meant for young children. Like not every show has to be tailor made for young adults. I imagine that with its target audience, Teen Titans Go is doing great with them, which is why they're able to keep
Yeah,
keep
for
it going
sure.
for so
It's
long.
it's still immensely popular, and that's
Exactly.
why it's still running, and they're making new episodes still.
Like exactly. Like just because it's not really popular with young adults like us doesn't mean that it's a bad show to kids.
Yeah, no, like if I was a kid and if I see this show on, I would definitely watch it.
Because like it's definitely got a lot of things that help it tailor more toward and make it more appealing to the kids.
Yeah, like the art style is definitely appealing to kids.
Obviously,
Yeah,
it's just like I feel like it's, but it's I feel like what makes me so bitter about Go is just the fact that you it didn't really live up to carrying the torch of the original.
yeah,
And like they did try that crossover movie with the original Teen Titans, but I didn't hear the greatest things about it.
yeah. I never heard the greatest things about it either, and I don't think I want to watch it.
Yeah, not until
I did see the first movie. I believe it was called Teen Titans Go to the Movies. Yes, that's literally the title.
what a great name, guys.
Go to the movie. Actually, it wasn't that bad, in my opinion. I I think it was really, I don't say good, but definitely entertaining
Okay,
and enjoyable to some degree.
okay. Like it's like
And there are definitely some funny moments too.
yeah, I imagine
But that's only if you watch it in the lens of, oh, this show is different from the Teen Titans I grew up with.
exactly like going in with the with the different mindset is definitely key.
Because if you watch the show with that mindset of, these are the same characters from the original show, then you're not gonna
You're gonna
like
be in
it
for a
at all.
disappointment.
You're just gonna be frustrated the entire time.
Yeah,
But yeah, going back to that question, feel like I feel like season 6 would have happened already if
yeah.
they wanted to do it.
It definitely would have happened by now,
Or
and
you never know, they could announce something crazy with this anniversary, but I'm not I am not
I'm not getting hopes
having
up.
yeah, I'm not getting my hopes up for
And
that.
given the disastrous state that Warner Brothers Discovery is in right now, I don't get my hopes up
Oh
about
yeah.
anything with them.
Apparently Cartoon Network is closing down.
Their
So
studio and is
their
closing.
studio, yeah.
Like the channel itself is still obviously going to be up, but like their original studio is closing in August.
It's kind of a shame, to be
It
honest.
really is because like a lot of my childhood favorite shows came from there.
Exactly. It's like watching your childhood get crushed.
Yeah, it's sad.
It is sad.
And like despite all the fans pleading for a season 6, and there were even a couple clips of the actors chanting with the audience at a convention. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, like
the demand is
there a season 6 can happen at any time, really, but I
yeah,
think it's all up to Warner Brothers. And it's perfect too because obviously the same voice actors are there. They are the same voices on Teen Titans Go. So, like, it would be perfect if we could get season 6, but
yeah. Even if
unfortunately,
like I'd be okay with just having just one more season to wrap things up and tie everything together. Like they don't need to like reboot it or extend it for 2 more seasons or whatnot. Just give me one more.
yeah, honestly,
Like that, but like the demand is clearly there. But
it's still there even after 20 years.
exactly.
Like, I remember, um, when I was younger, when there's no season 6, I remember a bunch of petitions online where it was like, sign this petition to have season 6. But none of that worked.
Yeah.
So yeah, the demand was definitely there for a long time.
And it still exists even to this very day.
Mm-hmm. It honestly really sucks that my childhood favorite cartoon doesn't have a solid conclusion.
Yeah, like, and as someone who got into it very recently, it feels insulting. Like I feel the pain of with those
Yeah,
that grew up with it as it was
yeah.
coming
You
out.
you can imagine how I feel.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's it sucks that the show got canceled right when it was about to. I think right when it was about to start another storyline, as like I said earlier with season 5 and whatnot. Like they were about to start season a new story with things change,
Mm-hmm.
and like
But he never did that, unfortunately.
I feel like and I feel like the cancellation came at such a last minute too because you have the Titans together conclusion and then just one episode later and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like
What's crazy is that we still don't know exactly why it got canceled.
yeah,
Like even after 20 years, we still know nothing except theories.
it's kind of frustrating as not only a fan but you can imagine how the people that worked on the show must have felt.
Yeah, it was not a good time.
No, it was not.
Though the theory that I can mostly believe is um I think there was a theory that said that season 5 was a bit low on ratings, which I I do believe because as a kid I didn't remember season 5 episodes airing on TV a lot for some reason. I don't know why it there were very few episodes of season 5 that actually aired on TV.
Hmm. Yeah, like
I don't remember because I know they would air a lot of season 1 through 4, but no, I can't actively remember when they would rerun episodes of season 5.
I mean,
And I don't know why.
granted, I do feel like season 5 is the weakest season in my opinion, but that doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah, actually, like I believe there were some issues going on behind because in some episodes, I don't even think most of the voice actors are there in some episodes because you see some characters missing.
Yeah. I mean, granted, the Titans Together arc was okay, but like I didn't really care for the antagonist that they introduced for the season with the brain.
Yeah, the what from what I remember, yeah, that was like he was like one of the weakest
Yeah,
antagonists for sure.
the brain kind of came off as annoying more than anything to me.
Yeah,
Like honestly, the brain and has made me appreciate Slade and even Brother Blood that much more.
oh yeah, for
Like
sure.
like Brother Blood was a pretty good antagonist as well. And the fight that he had with Cyborg at the end of season 3 was pretty epic.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But like the brain, I could not
Yeah,
care about it.
you never really cared for it. Yeah, from what little I remember, I don't think I cared for him either.
But even all things considered, I do feel like the final battle in that arc was pretty alright. And I like how they revealed all the Titans coming back together for the final battle. Like that did feel like an epic moment.
Yeah, crazy how that would have been the better season finale.
That's what I've been saying. Like I feel like that
Yeah,
would have made a much better finale if it was going to end after 5 seasons. But of course, it got canceled. And I imagine that, considering that things changed, was already made. There wasn't much that could be done,
exactly.
and that's just what
Also,
make.
also, like we said before, things change isn't a bad episode. I honestly think it's a good episode, but that's only if we had a season 6.
Yeah, like that makes it a very frustrating finale
Yes.
because like, and I feel like that's what maybe feel a little disappointed about it at first, but like in hindsight, it's not a bad episode. It's just in the context of a final episode of the entire show, it just doesn't live up.
No, no, definitely not.
Like they are so lucky that they made the Trouble in Tokyo movie because that would have made things change Sting that much more.
Oh my god, could you imagine being a kid and watching that season finale, but never knowing that there was a movie?
Yeah,
Because with the movie you have a conclusion. Obviously, it doesn't deal with like Terra and Beast Boy, but you have a conclusion to the show.
yeah, exactly. Like it felt like a much more fitting ending for the show.
Yeah, like imagine being a kid and just watching that season 5 finale. Like you'd think that the show never really properly ended, even though it did. And you just
Seriously,
left with that cliffhanger.
seriously, like that's what makes it so frustrating, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like the frustration does not really hurt as much because Trouble in Tokyo exists.
Well, it still hurts because, obviously we're never going to get answers.
Yeah,
But yeah.
that's why I said the frustration doesn't hurt
Yeah.
quite as much.
Mm-hmm.
And like Trouble in Tokyo itself is pretty good. I did like it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. As a kid, I liked it a lot.
But like I feel like
Definitely gave conclusion to Robin and Starfire.
absolutely like that was probably the highlight for me.
Yeah, because uh, like with the way that they were constantly teasing their relationship, I feel like yeah, the movie was definitely the perfect choice for it to finally happen.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
I'm so glad it did.
Absolutely. I don't know what else I can say other than the fact that I'm glad that the movie exists because
Yeah, no, I'm very glad the movie exists.
but part of me also feels like they could have made another one. Like
Another one?
like I don't know, like I'm like I said, I'm glad that it exists, but like you said, it doesn't cover any of the plot holes regarding Terra or even Slade.
Yeah, it feels like the movie takes place in a different season or something.
Yeah, and I feel like if that's I think that's what make that's probably my biggest complaint with Trouble in Tokyo. It feels so disconnected from the main show. Like they made up this completely original plot just to be the show's finale, and instead of tying some loose ends, and
Yeah.
I don't.
They even made an original villain,
Yeah,
which is fine because I actually don't mind it.
like
But even still,
but like
I think I think I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you, but one last thing. I don't really like how like the other characters were sidelined because Raven, Beast Boy, and Cyborg don't really add much to the plot of the movie.
yeah,
Yeah,
like this.
they're definitely there and they have their moments, but it feels like the movie definitely focused more on Robin and Starfire
Yeah, exactly. And like
rather than them as a whole.
yeah, and like but that at the same time, like I don't want to fall into the trap of judging the movie for what it could have been
Yeah, no, no, no.
because like
Movie Go was great, I think.
yeah, because like the movie itself is really good. It's just I just don't feel like it was what many people would have expected. But at the same, but like I said already, judge it for what it is instead of judging it for what it could have been. I'm not gonna you Pokemon community, but that's another topic for another day. Completely irrelevant, but I just had to get that in there. You know what I'm talking about, though.
Of course, yeah.
Anyway, get back on track here.
Yeah, I think the movie is fine. I don't think it's amazing, but
Not as do
for what
I.
it is, yeah, I think it's really enjoyable.
Yeah, I do feel like the production quality overall felt like a mixture of seasons 4 and 5 in a
Oh
way.
yes, definitely.
Like I do feel the production quality is not quite as good as like some of the earlier seasons prior to, and from season 4 and prior.
Mm-hmm.
But like it definitely felt like a fitting conclusion for the series, even if it's not the one we were hoping for. You know.
Yeah, yeah,
But again,
definitely get that.
judge it for what it is instead of for what it could have been.
Like if we didn't have that movie, we wouldn't have had Robin and Starfire. So that's the major plus point.
Exactly. So, and plus, like, it got to explore a completely different setting for the Titans, and I think that was a really cool thing.
Oh yeah, I love the fact that they're in Tokyo. And when you have that in art style, it just gives like a different aesthetic.
Yeah, and it kind of gives off a different vibe.
Yeah, yeah, I loved it.
And I think that's honestly one of the movie's biggest strengths.
That the that it took place in a different setting.
Well, not only that, but also like it used that setting to its advantage.
Oh yeah, for sure. Also like I keep pointing to the negatives, but yeah, I the the plot twist evil villain was honestly predictable.
Yeah, it kind
Yeah,
of was.
but you know,
I
whatever.
mean, it's not exactly a huge knock though,
No, obviously not.
because like even so, the antagonist of Trouble in Tokyo was pretty all right.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I definitely care for that character a lot more than the brain.
Oh, I think you could care for any character more than the brain.
Yeah, you're kind of right though.
Not
You're kind of right about that.
a high ball to clear.
Exactly.
Oh, what else can we say about the movie?
Not much, really.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, it did its purpose. Like I said, not amazing, but definitely serves as the better conclusion for the show.
Yeah, I do, and so I'd say in that regard, it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
And that I feel like is something that the producer should be proud of.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like I'm glad that instead of just having the show end so abruptly, that we got one last thing to leave us a little more satisfied.
That actually raises a question for me.
What?
I wonder if they planned this movie before it got canceled or after it got canceled.
Oh, I don't know, but that's a very good question.
I have to Google when it came out. Uh,
Let me see.
Teen Titans Trouble in Tokyo. Okay, it came out 2006.
Okay.
And when did season 5 end?
According to Wikipedia, the last episode of season 5 ended in January of 2006.
Okay, okay. When did production start for the movie?
Let me take a look at that. I'm not sure if Wikipedia is gonna give anything on this. Maybe it will. No, it's Wikipedia's page on it is not showing when production started.
Okay.
It's possible that I don't know actually. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm trying to look it up.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a very good question. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Although one cool thing that I'm seeing on the Wikipedia page for Trouble in Tokyo is that the cover art for the movie actually displays the characters' names in katakana.
Oh, I actually didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm always just running about this by taking a look at the movie's Wikipedia page because
Yeah, I see it now. I see it.
I saw something on that silhouette in the background, but I didn't know what it was, and then I read this little snippet on Wikipedia, and I'm like, oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
That's a good
Also,
detail.
I love that detail. Also, like Okay, it says on Wikipedia that it takes place after the events of the season 5 finale. So what I said before of, the movie feels like it takes place in a different season, definitely not true.
Okay.
Even though it does feel like it, but
Yeah, it
it
kind of
was
does.
apparently it was meant to be written after the events of season 5.
Yeah. So who knows?
Oh wow, apparently the reception is exactly what we think of the movie.
Which is
So someone from IGN said something's missing here. Teen Titans, the television show, is a fun, vibrant series that's a lot more entertaining than it looks. Following the show's recent cancellation, it seems like Trouble in Tokyo is the last that we'll get of our intrepid heroes. Unfortunately, as a swan song or otherwise, when squeezed, Teen Titans Trouble in Tokyo reveals itself for what it really is, a suspiciously average direct to DVD movie that looks good but doesn't do anything to conceal the fact that underneath it's fake.
yeah.
So, in other words, I guess they think it's mid.
Yeah, I mean that was just the perspective of one reviewer.
That one reviewer, yeah.
Okay. So I guess that covers all from the movie.
Yeah,
But I do think that the movie is worth a watch though. But
definitely.
if I have one recommendation about the movie though, watch it after you watch the entirety of Teen Titans.
Yeah,
Because
for sure. It's not meant to be. It's not definitely not meant to be watched in the middle. I think.
no, it's not really a stand. Not really doesn't really do a good job of being a standalone. Like it's really meant to be like a companion release to the show itself.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, it'll help take some of the sting off of the pain of watching the season 5 finale.
Yeah, definitely.
Like that's exactly what I did when I watched Teen Titans last fall. Because like I knew about the movie and I was like, maybe I'll save that for when I finish the show itself as like a way to finish it off.
Yep.
And I'm glad I waited because if I've said it several times, it felt like a much more proper, a better
Yeah.
conclusion.
Plus, if you had watched the movie before, like, let's say you watched the movie during the middle of season 3 or something, then you would be spoiled on the whole
So
Robin
many
and
things.
Starfire storyline.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, definitely meant to be watched after the entire show.
definitely.
But you didn't know that Robin and Starfire was gonna happen in the movie, did you?
Um. Oh my god. To be honest, like I don't remember when I first heard about this, but it was like I would have to say like 10 years ago. I was watching some kind of video talking something about cartoons. I think it was a Watch Mojo video. Now I think about it, I
Oh
don't
no.
I don't remember what it was, but
Okay.
but in whichever video I was watching, it talked about the Trouble in Tokyo movie, and then one of the clips they used was of Robin and Starfire kissing.
Oh, so you already had an idea.
Like I knew about something of that matter, but I didn't know where or when it was going to happen. So
Okay,
even though
okay,
I was
got it.
aware of a kiss scene, I didn't know when it was going to happen or
Okay.
or how it was set up.
Yeah, yeah.
So even though I could have easily been spoiled about it, I was still pleasantly surprised to see when it did happen.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like you could have told how, like you knew how I felt when I screamed.
also, it's kind of funny that even the movie just kept teasing about the kiss because they tried to do it like two more times before
Yeah,
they
yeah.
before they finally did it, like at the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm. And like it was playing on my heart. Like
They
like,
definitely knew what they were doing. Like they were teasing so hard.
when we were watching it, you were I think you were dying about when I with each tease and me getting so worked up about it.
Yeah, like the first time they were trying to kiss, like they were on top of a building, and then they were gonna do it, and then Robin Robin just interrupted himself, which is like, bruh,
And I was like, Robin, you fucking idiot.
you idiot! like there was nothing stopping them, nothing at all, and
And
yet
yet
he does it.
Robin
He did
just
it to himself.
and Robin was just like, fuck this.
Yeah, like I need to. Yeah, apparently, he was like, I need to think about this villain that's just completely taking up my mind, living in my head rent free. Apparently,
As if Slade couldn't be enough for him.
I know. And then there was that other time where I think they're in some kind of room, and then Beast Boy interrupts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Speaking of what I already just said, because
What?
I want to highlight the episode Haunted.
Oh yes. Go ahead.
That like Slade didn't get like any proper appearance. If it was all just illusions to Robin, but Robin didn't know that. Like it honestly, it was about as close as you can get to having an episode that was all psychological horror.
Yeah, it was honest. It was basically PTSD.
Like it was a very chilling episode to watch. It was by far one of the most intense episodes of the show.
Definitely.
Because like Robin keeps thinking he's seeing Slade, even though Slade wasn't there. It was whatever the hell was in Slade's mask that was messing with Robin so badly that he was literally beating himself up about it.
Yeah, like it's insane how much he was affected by him, even though he wasn't there.
Exactly, and when he finally got conclusion by shining a light on where the hell that illusion was, just the way that Robin said, "Nights out, Slade," all while he was
Yes.
injured beyond belief and scuffed up, it was insane.
Yeah.
And then that
Like,
even before that, that moment where Raven wanted to see out of Robin's vision,
oh yes.
like that, just seeing Raven's eyes peek out of Robin's mask was really trippy.
Yeah. I like how they acknowledge that, you know, it's kind of insane that, Robin's seeing Slade, even though for everyone else, he's not there. But they also acknowledge that for Robin, it's real, which I think is so important because, you know, an analogy I can think of is like when you're a kid and let's say you see monsters under your bed or something, like that's all fear we've had, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for like other people in the house, like your mom and dad, they're gonna think that's ridiculous. They're like, "Oh, there's no monsters in our bed. You're being silly." But for us, it's real, right?
Yep.
And so I feel like they did acknowledge. I like that they acknowledge that for Robin, it's real and it's a real fear that he has.
Yep.
And I think that's so important.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that was another chilling episode.
It really is, and I mean, I thought it was more intense than the first Control Freak episode, and you were kind of warning me about that one.
The Control Freak episode.
Which one was it? Let me go back into the episode list. It was definitely early on. It was Fear itself.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, because it does come across more of like a Halloween episode, I guess.
Yeah, it kind of
I
does.
don't I don't know when it aired, but it definitely gave off that vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
And if there's one last thing I want to mention is Another character that I feel like didn't really get a proper conclusion, and that's Red X.
Oh boy, Red X.
What a convoluted story this was.
Yes. Would you like to give the backstory?
So basically, how they introduced Red X was in season 1, episode 9, Masks, where first of all, Red X was a creation from Robin himself. So he was trying
Mm-hmm.
to dress himself as a villain to force a partnership between him and Slade to understand him better. But the problem was he didn't tell Robert didn't tell any of the other Titans about it, so he was risking himself being convicted as a criminal to learn more about Slade. But all along, Slade was aware of of Robin's plans, but lets him play it out anyway. But then in season 3, episode 2, Red X comes back, but it was not Robin wearing the costume. And the craziest bit is in one more episode. I think it was it season 4 or 5. I think
I believe season 5.
it was season 5, episode 9, Revved Up, where they
Yep.
were
Yep.
where the Titans were doing this road race, and Red X just gets a random cameo, and nothing more was made out of it. And the craziest bit is that
We still don't know who was behind it.
they never reveal the character underneath the mask of Red X. Red
Yeah.
X's identity was still an entire secret for the rest of the show.
Mm-hmm. But there's like one theory that most fans believe.
And that is?
So I think most fans believe that new Red X is Jason Todd, basically the other Robin.
Huh.
But yeah, I don't know how accurate that is, but it is interesting.
That's the first time I'm hearing that theory, so obviously I can't really give any insight on that because I don't know who that character is.
Yeah, basically basically another Robin. You could put it like that.
Interesting. I
Because
feel like
obviously Robin is this Robin is Dick Grayson.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really give any opinion on it.
I don't mind the theory. Yeah, it's interesting to say the least.
Yeah. Yeah, like again, that's another storyline that I wish we got a proper conclusion toward.
Yeah, Red X is honestly so interesting as a concept.
Yeah,
Like,
and they didn't explore it any further.
Yeah, I honestly wish they did, because like to create a villain from one of the main characters of the show, and then you leave it on kind of a cliffhanger is just sad, because there's so much potential for this
It
character.
had so much potential.
Especially when they were teaming up, like Robin and Red X.
Yeah, in his second appearance in Next.
Yep.
Like, that was probably the best episode regarding Red X.
Yeah.
Because they got to show it more about his powers and whatnot. But
Exactly.
But when he came back in season 5, they kind of forgot.
Yeah, he was just like, "Oh, I'm here for the suitcase. Oh, never mind, Robin. You can have it. I'm gonna help you."
That's
and
another thing too. That
and then
freaking suitcase.
Like, and he was like, "Okay, bye." Oh yeah, the suitcase, right?
That fucking suitcase.
Yeah, another. Wow. Well, I'm just realizing how many loose threads Teen Titans has. First, Red X, the suitcase,
Slade
Tara,
and Tara,
and Slade. Oh my god.
That's what an additional season would have done for them.
There's so much missed potential.
Yeah.
But yeah, that suitcase. There have been so many theories with this one as well.
Yep. Got
Which the only thing that I can think off the top of my head of what the hell was in that suitcase was something related to Batman, but I like I said we don't know.
and even if we did get a sixth season, I still feel like they would not give any further answers to the suitcase.
No, because it's like something so small that's probably not even important.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
I think the writers intended it to be that way to leave it to your imagination.
Yeah, I feel like that is probably that was I could definitely see why they would do that.
Yeah. Well, did you have any did you have any guesses on what could be inside?
I think I'm just going along with what you said, in that it could be something important to Robin or even Batman.
Okay.
Like, I don't have any solid answer for that, honestly.
Because what else could be so important to Robin? I don't know.
Neither do I.
I have no idea.
Yeah, so I don't get it. Just
Were you
thinking of.
were you frustrated when they ended the episode like that?
I was salty when they just ended on a cliffhanger. And I was like, no, why you do that?
You ended like this.
Like, they were building up so much anticipation for the suitcase, and then just that was a cliffhanger.
Uh,
Why you do that to me?
and I was like, oh boy, wait till you reach the finale. This is nothing compared to the finale.
So, with all that said, is there anything else that we want to add about the show as a whole?
Even yeah, like I like to say one thing. I think even today, this is still like one of the best cartoon shows out there.
Absolutely. Like,
If you haven't if you haven't given it a watch, firstly, you shouldn't be watching this episode because it's full of spoilers.
yeah,
And
you
second,
were like,
and
you were like spoiled
and
with the whole show by listening to this.
yeah. Second of all, if you haven't watched it, do yourself a favor and watch it
Definitely,
because
like,
it's really good.
absolutely.
Also, I don't think we addressed this, but the theme song is a banger.
Yes, the opening is a banger. Like, of all the time, after watching every single episode, not once did I skip the opening.
If you skip the opening, something's wrong with you. I don't care. The theme is definitely not meant to be skipped.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm so thankful for the fact that I grew up with this show.
Yeah, I do wish I got to grow up with it myself, because, like, I would have loved this as a kid.
Yeah, I know I definitely did. And as a kid, going back to the cancellation, I was honestly pretty upset.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's been 20 years and still nothing. So
Yeah.
I'm just accepting the fact that, it's never going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, what we did get over the course of the 3 years that it was airing, it was phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Like, even despite the pain of the cancellation, I still think it's still worthy of a watch. Like, if you haven't seen
For
it,
sure.
you owe it to yourself to watch it.
Yeah, I rewatched it like a couple years back, but to this day I still have not properly rewatched season 5 because of that inevitable finale.
Yeah. And, like, I probably would go back and rewatch it soon, but, like, it was so recent that I don't really feel the need to do so right now.
Yeah, no, for you don't need to because you just did.
Yeah, and I don't want to experience the heartbreak of the finale all over again so soon after
Yeah,
watching it for the first time.
exactly. And then we're gonna start another rant again.
Yeah, but we're not. We're gonna stop ourselves before we go any further. So, with all that said, is there anything that you want to add before we close?
No, I think that's it.
All right, because I'm out of things to say.
Yeah,
So that is
I
going.
said I said all what I had to say.
All right, cool. So I think that is going to wrap up then. I want to thank you all for tuning in. And if you want to see more episodes like this, definitely be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And we're going to get out of here. I want to thank you all for tuning in. And until next time, through it all, we're still family. One to the family. Goodbye. Greetings everyone and welcome to a bit of a different take on... No, not different take. Greetings everyone and welcome to a... No, my brain farted again.
Oh no.
Greetings everyone and welcome to the first episode of a side series to One to the Family. One to the Very Extras. I'm your host, Shakespeare Herder. Joining to me is... Oh no, I said to the... No.
Wait, what? What went wrong? I was going so well.
I said joining me to me instead of joining me today.
Okay, I didn't even hear that.
Greetings everyone and welcome to the first episode of a side series to One to the Family. One to the Very Extras. I'm your host, Fuck, I stuttered again. Indeed. So this does begin a side series for the One to the Family podcast, so who knows?
Oh my god!
Oh, Rick!
Wow!
No!
No!
God damn it, Rick!
Should we start again, or will that be cut out?
I think we should start again.
We were doing so well.
I know, we were doing so good, and then I read the voice channel.
Another Mickey Mouse setup.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to a... No! I'm so
Oh,
used...
come on!
I'm so used to just doing the normal intro.
Come on!
I don't think we've ever struggled this much with making the intro. God fucking damn it, Rick.